OK. Alors, nous allons commencer. Alors, tenez-vous très haut et droit, fermez les yeux et allez en dedans. Nous allons commencer par chanter le mantra Om 3 fois. Imaginez que vous êtes inondé par toutes les vibrations, les sons et les couleurs de l'univers. Om. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even more powerful and more significant, renounce all the fruits of the practice. Think of this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Let's come to standing. I just remembered that I'm recording this for everybody, so it should probably be in English, so sorry about that. So let's begin with some warm-ups, hands on the hips, and start to turn the head around in circles. Try to get your ears to the shoulders, the chin to the chest, and the back of the head to the top of the back. And then go in the opposite sense now. Feel as though the head very heavy, rolling all the way around the neck. Good. Now the right arm spins in a backward sense, making as though you're winding up to throw a ball. And then go forward. You can imagine you're holding a weight of 5 pounds in the hand to make the arm swing more easily. And now the left arm. And then go forward. Good. Now both arms over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left. And then go to the right. Push the hips and ribs out to the opposite side that you're bending. Go to the left again. And then to the right. Back to the left one more time. And then back to the right. Now bring the elbows in front of the shoulders. Open up the feet a little bit more, about the width of the mat, and throw the body from side to side. Turn the head all the way around. See all the way around you. And then come back to the front. Next one called Breath of Joy. So do it with enthusiasm and make it live up to its name. First few movements on an inhale, last one on an exhale. Looks like this. Roll the body against the thighs. Imagine you're throwing all the negativity out of the body with the exhale. And one more. Just stay down. Allow the body to stop shaking. And then make your way back up. Good. Now shake out the wrists. Move the fingers very, very rapidly. Feel all the joints in the wrists and the fingers being shaken. Then up and down like the wings of a hummingbird, so fast you can't even see them moving. They're going so fast. Arms by sides of the body, continue to shake, the head flying in all the directions, the arms like heavy ropes hitting the body. Good. And then conclude. Bring the feet back together, arms by sides of the body, and jump up and down. for the heart. Push out with your toes, spring up as high as you can. Come into the mindset of a child, you'll always be happy and joyful. Good, and then conclude. The arms out to the side. If you need to, you can bring a left hand to a wall. Swing the right leg back and forth. Legs on a hinge. Feels like a pendulum going out of control. Nice. And then the other leg, bend your toes back. Make sure you don't stub your toes on the ground. Release. Feet back together, arms front sides of the body. Inhale, come up off your heels, raise your arms up over the head. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move back. Inhale, up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And back down. Control the descent so the heels don't hit the ground heavily. 3, 4, 5, 6. Charge the leg muscles and the core muscles. Come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And come back down gracefully. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Up. Be like the witness. Tap into the eternal witness as within. Remain undisturbed, unjudging, unbothered. Come down. No matter what happens, just dance with it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower the chin back on the chest in this gesture of humbleness. And stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Let go of all expectations. Let go of all attachments to the results. So now let's make our way to the front of the mat. Sun salutation, Surya Namaskara, hands to the heart. Let's try to stay together. Let's move as around the stomach like the mold of offering. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back. Engage the buttocks and upper back to support you to go back. And then come down. Bend your knees if you need to bring your hands on the ground. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Good. Then into the high plank. Knees come down, the seat goes back behind the heels. Glide between the arms, brush the nose as you're coming forward. Then roll the shoulders back, curve the spine, take the head back. 2 more times. The seat goes back, glide between the arms. Move with purpose, with awareness, and with devotion. Take the seat back, come forward. Every posture is an offering. Roll the shoulders back, keep the neck long so the head can go back even more. And then downward facing dog. Lift the seat, allow the head to go down below the arms. And then the right foot steps forward. If you need to, lower the back knee down. You can always use the right hand to assist the foot forward as well. And then the feet come together, chest on the thighs, head comes down. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. And then bring it back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back again, stretch the whole front of the body. Fold the body down in half. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body. The breath will follow and deliver more power and ease to the movements. The left foot goes back. Now into the plank. The knees down. The seat again goes back. Come forward. Glide like a snake creeping through the grass. Then uncoil majestically. You have to put yourself in the body of what you're representing. Take the seat back. Come forward again. Imitate them on all levels. Be regal and wise, fierce and fearless. Those qualities are already within. You just have to turn them on. One more time. Take the seat back. Come forward. Arch the back. Take the head all the way back. Then downward facing dog. Lift the seat. Again, the head goes down. Soften the line in the back. And then the left foot comes forward to the hands, ever so quietly. Good. Feet together. Move in a way that doesn't disturb the mind. Bring into state of restlessness. Come all the way up. All the movements done gracefully, silently. Hands to the heart. No jerks. No abrupt, loud, or aggressive movements. Fold the body down in half. Head comes towards the feet. The right foot back. Lower down the knee. Then into the high plank. Knees, chest, forehead down, the chest between your hands. As you come forward and through, once your hips are between your hands, lift the hips and knees away from the ground, upward facing dog. Push your shoulders back, picture a dog howling at the moon, and try to make your body realize that image. Shoulders back, neck long, nose up. Now back into downward facing dog. Here you want to pretend you're a dog stretching its back. Sink the heart towards the ground. Allow the heart to come towards the ground, the belly towards the thighs. If you're flexible, maybe the forehead will eventually touch down as well. See if you can drop your heels down towards the ground as well. And now the right foot comes forward to the hands. Feet together, chest on the thighs, head close to the feet. And then come right up to standing, reach up and back again. Always coming back to the center of the heart. Infuse all the movements with love and compassion. Raise your arms up. Practice with compassion to the self, because to an extent, everyone's affected by all your actions, thoughts, and deeds. Left foot back into the high plank. Knees, chest, forehead down. Come forward and through into upward facing dog. Push the thighs away from the ground. Push the chest forward. The heart wide open in every sense. Back into downward facing dog. Again, try to get a curve in your back body. Allow that like a slide to the playground, steep at the top, shallow at the bottom. Try not to bend the arms. Push the heels again towards the earth. And now the left foot comes forward to the hands. Good. Always again moving with control. Feet together. If you can, try to get your seat in line with your heels, but without detaching your body from the thighs. Keep your belly pressing into the thighs. And come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Coming back home, Pranayama, hands to the heart. Go up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. And fold the body down. Uttanasana. The right foot back. Lower down the knee. Drop down to the seat. Into plank. If you like, this time you can come down in a low push-up, hovering just above the ground, elbows over the wrists. Hovering just above the ground, then push into your hands through to upward facing dog. If that's too much, do the regular transition. Knees, chest, forehead down, and then through. Downward facing dog. Now raise the left leg up. Lift the right heel so you can get your head closer to the ground. And now drop the right heel back down. Feel a stretch in the back of the right leg. Now bring the left foot back down. The right leg comes up this time. Again, lift the left heel way up. See if you can bring your head closer to the ground, maybe even on the ground, and then push the left heel back down. Try to push the right foot up even higher. Stretch the legs, muscles. Look between your hands and send the right foot between your hands. Anjali-asana. Deep lunge here, and then the feet come together. Fold the body down over your legs. Try to get your chest below the knees. And then come right up to standing. Reach up and arch back. Hands come back to the heart. Go up and back. Transition seamlessly between the poses like you're doing a divine dance of devotion towards all beings. Fold the body down over your legs. The left foot goes back. Into the plank. Keep the mind in the same temperament, unchanging. Knees, chest, forehead down, or again, if you want, lower down in one line from the heels to the top of the head, and then right through to upward facing dog. Do according to your condition and your abilities. Take care of your joints. Back into downward facing dog. Soften the line in the back here. Now raise the right leg up. Lift the left heel way up, and then see if you can bring your head closer to the ground, and at the same time, see if you can lower your left heel back down right on the ground. Doesn't matter if it doesn't reach, just try. And then bring the right leg down, the head comes up, and the left leg goes up this time. As high as you can, and then again, see if you can bring the right heel up and the head down. If you need to, you can lower down on your forearms, and then push the right heel back down. Now pick up the head, bring the left foot between the hands, back into the lunge. And then
Bring the feet together, close a gap between your body and your thighs. Doesn't matter if your knees stay bent. If they need to stay bent, that's okay. Just try to push the seat up as much as possible to push into your legs, to stretch the backs of your legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. And then back home, hands to the heart. Good. Let's add on. Reach up. Keep on being a witness. Pretend you're watching the body moving all by itself. You're not the body, nor the mind, nor the emotions. The belly on your thighs. Take your hands behind the back. And then push your seat up. Try to get your head closer to your feet. If you're flexible and your legs are straight, the whole front of the body glued against your legs. The right foot goes back. Lower down the knee. Flatten out the toes. Swing the arms all the way up. If you can, take your hands behind the head. Drop your shoulders down. Stretch the arms and stretch the neck. Keep the neck long. Now come right back into your high plank. Into upward facing dog, however you like to get there. All good. Knees, chest, forehead down, or a low push-up. And then through into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. What's most important is the effort, not the result. The right leg up, and then send the foot between the hands. Move the shoulders over the fingertips so the foot lands without a sound and with control. The seat all the way down. Bring your arms up and pull the arms back again. Drop your shoulders down so the head can go back. Push your body away from the front thigh. Lean back. And then break the pose. Belly on your front thighs. Hold the breath. Join your hands together behind your back if you can, and bring your left foot forward to meet the right. Join the belly to the thighs, the forehead maybe even to the shins if your legs are straight. And then come right up to standing. Reach up and overhead. And then always coming back to the heart. Again, raise your arms up. Fold the body down in half. Bend your knees, push your body into your legs, send your hands all the way up over your shoulders. Pull them away from the back as much as you can. And then the left leg goes back. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Kapayasana. Raise your arms up. You want to try to picture a crescent moon radiating its light, reflecting the light of the sun. Become that crescent moon. Radiate your own light within. And then break the pose. Hands back down into your high plank, and then through to upward facing dog again. However you want to transition. Perfect. Just go to the edge of your potential. Keep on pushing the edge further every time. Every time you practice, you get a little bit further. Now downward facing dog. Left leg goes up. And then bring the foot between the hands. Quietly. Be like a shapeshifter, moving without any effort whatsoever. The hands together, pull the arms all the way back. Drop your shoulders down, push your heart all the way up. Good. And then from here, swing your hands behind the back without touching your fingers to the ground if possible. Join your hands, and then the right foot comes forward to meet the left. Try to get your seat up as high as you can. Eventually in the same line as your heels, the forehead towards your shins, or maybe right on the shins. And come right up to standing. Reach up and back. And then back home, hands to the heart. And raise your arms up again. We'll do that sequence again. Bend your knees, your belly on your thighs. Put your seat all the way up. Join your hands and pull them all the way up over your shoulders. The right foot goes back. Back knee down. Moving with control. Raise your arms up and go all the way back with your arms. Maybe arms beside the ears, hands behind the head. Break the pose right away. Hands down. If you can do any of those entrances before, or swing your left leg all the way up and back into three-legged dog. Come forward into high plank, shoulders over the fingertips. Lower down your chest first. Turn your fingers out a little bit, push your elbows into the sides of the body. You have to push the roots of your right toes. And then as the chest comes down and touches, the feet come together, right through into upward facing dog. Good. Back into downward facing dog. The right leg then comes up. Raise it up nice and high, and then bring the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Reach up and back again. Pull the arms all the way back. Push the lower back up and in. Good. And then break the pose. Swing your hands behind the back, join the feet together, and push the body into your thighs. The forehead comes towards your shins. Stretch the back body. Try to touch the head to the feet. And come right up to standing. Every pose has a certain consciousness. Tap into it. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms over the head. Surrendering yourself to the divine grace and for divine service. Bend your knees, your belly on your thighs, join your hands, and pull your hands all the way up off your back, right over your shoulders, maybe in front of the head a little bit. Your left foot goes back. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, reach up and back, lean away from front leg, push your lower back up and in. Good. And then break the pose, bring your hands back down. You can do again into plank, into upward facing dog in any of those other entries that we did, or see if you can raise the right leg up and come forward, shoulders over the fingertips, your leg stays up, and see if you can lower your chest down first. If you need to lower your knee down at the same time as the chest is coming down, perfect. Do what you need to do. Into upward facing dog, back into downward facing dog. So you can touch your forehead to the ground. And then the left leg goes up. Send the foot between the hands, ever so quietly. Back knee down, drop down to seat, reach up and back, push the lower back up and in, send the arms all the way back behind the head. Beautiful. And then come all the way forward now with your belly on your thighs. Join your hands together. The right foot comes in beside your left. Uttanasana. Push the body into your legs, a gesture of humbleness here. And then come all the way up, Hasta Uttanasana. Standing salute. Raise your arms up, push your hips forward, hands come back. And then we come back. Hands in front of the heart. Take a moment here. Drop the arms by sides of the body. Charge the body. Inhale, imagine you're bringing the earth's energy right up through the legs, up through the body, to the spine, to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout the body. Feel supported by the earth. Feel recharged, rejuvenated. Good. So now let's come to do some standing balances. Standing on your left foot, anchor down to the left foot. Fix your gaze on a point, something about 3 feet in front of you, maybe on the floor, something that doesn't move, always helpful. Take hold of the right heel from the inside, thumb behind heel, and bring the leg out to the side. Good. Keep your shoulders back. That's it. Good. Pull on the foot. Push through the roots to the base of the toes. That's it. Good. Now from here, bend the leg. Keep your knee high. Turn to your left a little bit. Push the right leg into your left. Point the toes. Whoops. See if you can get your toes to hook on the back of the leg. If it doesn't go, don't worry about it. Just keep it hanging there. There you go. Left arm over the right. Push the forearms together, shoulders in front to your elbows and shoulders in the same line. Take your shoulders back. Try not to bend forward. Whatever happens, be undisturbed, unconcerned, unjudging. Just try again. Push into your left foot and release the pose. Try it on the other side now. Anchor down to the right foot. Fix your gaze on a point about 3 feet in front. Take hold of the heel from the inside, the left heel this time, and bring the leg out to the side. The toes and fingers, try to get them on the same line. Push to the base of the toes. You might be able to straighten your leg a little bit more. That's it. Good. Shoulders back. Be magnificent and graceful like the dancer. Get ready for the next pose. Bring the knee in. Keep the knee up very high. Turn to your right a little bit. Point the toes. Push the right leg against the left. And then hook the foot if you can. Otherwise, don't worry about it. The right arm in front of your left. Shoulders and the elbows again in the same line. Push the elbows far away from you. Keep your chest open, the shoulders back. Keep your chest open. Come down a little bit lower and lower and each time. Shoulders stay in the same line as your hips if you can. Good. Press into the right foot and come back up. Charge the body again. Inhale, imagine the best of the best coming in through all forever from all around, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout the body. Good. And then from here, let's continue. Go to the back of the mat. Left foot forward, left fingertips down on the ground. Make sure they're not too close. Raise a right leg up, and then raise a right arm up. Open up fully to the side. Good. Now, if you want to challenge, you can look forward. Make sure your hip is over the heel. See if you can take your left hand up off the ground. Maybe you can eventually bring it onto the heart. Bring both hands down, the belly over the left leg. You can rest your belly on your thigh, bring the right foot up higher than hip if you can, and then bring your arms out to the side. Make like a gliding eagle, soaring from a great height, plunging down at great speed. See if you can curve your back as well. Push the shoulders back, the chin comes forward. Now bring the fingertips down, the right foot comes back down. Head stays heavy as you roll your way up. Good. And try it on the other side now. So go back to the back of the mat, the right foot forward, the right hand down on the ground. Stay on the fingertips to give you a little bit more height. Lift the palm up off the ground, raise the left leg up, and then bit by bit, you can start to open up to the left by bringing left arm up as well, if you can. Shoulders in the same line, hips eventually in the same line as well. Good. If you want, you can look down at the front hand. Again, make sure the hip is in line with the heel. Hold your breath so you can take your hand up off the ground, your right hand, maybe even onto the heart. Now bring the right hand and the left hand back down. Center your belly so it's over the front leg, and then the right leg, I guess, and the belly is right on the thigh. See if you can raise the left foot up higher, pull the chest forward a little bit, arch the back, and if you can, take your hands off the ground and out to the side that represent the wings of the great eagle. See it in your mind, see the form in your mind, and try to become one with that form. Place the fingertips back down and bring the left foot back down. From here, just lift your heels, slide your hands underneath the heels, and just see if you can push your seat up. Your shoulders are pressing into your knees, the head close to the feet. Maybe if your legs are straight, your forehead can come onto your shins as well. And now release, come all the way back up. Charge the body again, turn the palms forward. Inhale, imagine the best of the best coming in from all around, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout. Once again, everything is always meant to be shared. Now turn to the long edge of the mat. Jump or walk your feet apart. And then we're going to go to the left. Bend your left knee, sink into your hip. Try to get nice and low. Shoulders back. Make sure your body stays upright and straight. Make sure your knee is not dropping in. Keep it over the two middle toes. Strong lines. Good. Now from here, turn to the front. Lift, spinning the ball, the back foot, lift the right heel. The right arm goes up, angle the toe and the knee towards the right, and bring the arm all the way down to your left. Your armpit on the outside. Eventually, you try to bring your left hand onto the right, and they start at the shoulders, but keep pushing down until the belly comes up higher, and then ascending the chest behind your thumbs as well. Left shoulder goes all the way back. Turn your face and chest up. If it's too much, you can always lower your right knee down on the ground underneath your right hip and do it from here. Try to get your chest all the way up, your center of the chest in line with your thumbs. Now break the pose from here. Parsvakonasana. You can take your left, I'll do it this way. Left arm can come onto your thigh, the right arm over the head. If your hip is low enough about the line of the knee, you can bring your hand or fingertips down on the ground. Straight line from the foot all the way to the hand. If it's too much, just lower the right knee down here. And you can do it from with your right arm up. So easy triangle or side angle. That's it. The shoulder, the back of the arm pressing against the inside of the knee. Now break the pose, bring the right hand down, look forward, drop your knee right down and your hip all the way close to the front heel. Arms up over the head, reach up and then lean back again away from the leg. Push the lower back up and in. Lift the chest before you go back so you don't crunch your lower back. Drop your shoulders down so the neck stays long. No wrinkles in the back body. Now break the pose. Bring hands to the inside of the left foot. Your left foot moves out to the edge of the mat and just rock back and forth. Push off the roots of your toes. Try to get lower and lower with each pass. Then push back through the right foot one more time. Lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. If you can, if your hips are low enough, fall onto your right forearm and then roll back to your left. Try to get both sides of your hips equally down, close to the ground, maybe even eventually on the ground. And then the rest of the body will follow, the belly, the chest. Make sure your left heel is on the ground, your knee stays with your shoulder. Keep telescope your head and chest forward. Get yourself as flat as possible. Good, now come back. From here, lift the toes up on the front foot. You can have the hands on either side of the foot or hold the heel and bring your belly onto your thigh. Imagine trying to get your chest below the knee. The top of the head almost touching your foot. Your right hip should be in line with your right knee. Good, one more pull. Try to elongate the spine. And then come back up. Flatten your left foot back down. Lift the back knee up. Turn again so the body's facing along the edge of the mat and come all the way back up. Good. Now turn to the right. You can turn around 180 degrees if you need to. So you can still see. That's it. And then go into your warrior two. Sink nice and deep into the hips. Embody all the qualities of a warrior. Be steadfast in your duty to protect. Now getting ready to transition to the twist. Lift the back heel, spin on the ball of the left foot. Left arm goes up and then go all the way to the right. To the outside of the right leg with your left arm. The right hand again on the left. Push hard into the receiving hand. Center of the chest comes behind your thumbs and then start to turn your face and chest all the way up. Again, if you need to, lower your left knee down. Your leg should look like a box if your knee is down. Good. To keep strong in the pose, you have to push through the back heel if your knee is up. Now from here, return. Getting ready for side angles. You can bring the right arm onto your right leg. Left arm goes over the head. Straight line from the foot all the way to the hand. Again, if you're flexible, if your hip is low enough, you can bring your hand on the ground. You should feel like you're being stretched into two panes of glass. That's it. Pull the left shoulder back. Now break the pose. Turn towards the front, lower the knee down, flatten out the toes, sink your seat all the way towards front heel to stay balanced. Arms again over the head, reach up and pull back, lean away from the leg. Again, try to stretch the body up out of the hips first. Imagine your arms start right at the hip joints and you're pulling everything up out of the hips and then go back so the spine stays long. No kinks anywhere along the spine in the lower back or the back of the neck. Good, that's it. Now break the pose. Bring your hands back down on the inside of the right foot. The right foot moves out to the edge of the mat. And then push back and forth, getting ready for lizard pose. Feels as though the hips are made of lead, very, very heavy. One more time, push back to the left foot, lower the knee down, flatten out the toes, and if your hips are low enough, fall onto your left forearm and roll back to the right. Both sides, your hips close to the ground, your knee close to the shoulder. So train it. If the knee falls out to the side, push the foot out a little bit more to the edge of the mat. Try to have your knee and your heel in the same line. Good. Feel like a lizard, be like the lizard just sunning itself on a warm earth. When you surrender to the form, when you try to put yourself in a mindset of that form, then you become one with it. The ease will come. Now come back onto the hands. Push your seat back so that the knee and the hip are in the same line. Lift the toes up on the front foot. If you're having trouble bouncing, you can just bring your left foot over to the right a little bit. And then just bring your body onto your belly onto your thigh. Imagine trying to get your chest below the knee. You can take hold of your heel or just have your hands on either side of the foot. Lengthen the spine. Imagine you're trying to get your chest beyond your knee and your top of the head right against the foot. Feel a stretch in the backs of the legs, the right leg. Now, get ready to break the pose. So just come forward so your right foot comes flat on the ground and come right back into plank. So straight line from all the heels all the way to the top of the head and from wrist to the shoulders. Now go to the right, go on your left hand into side plank. Your hips away from the ground, here. Good. You can stay here. You can see if you can lift your right leg up. Push your hips up so you don't sag through the hips and you don't drop into your shoulder. And then come back down, go back to plank, and then change hands. Go to your left. Turn to your left. That's it. And you can stay here again, or so you can lift your left leg up. Keep pushing into your right hand. Make sure the right arm stays extended. Good. And back down from here. Bring your seat all the way back. Come into downward facing dog. Getting ready to jump forward. Lift the heels, bend the knees, jump to the front of the mat. Good. Now, push your box, your arms into your thighs, hands down. From here, crow pose. Plant your hands down, lift your heels up, and see if you can pull your toes away from the ground. Your shoulders, your shoulders over your fingertips, your wrists, and your elbows roughly in the same line. Now come back down. So next one is a variation. It's called crane. So this one a little bit different. The arms are straight. You can do crow if it's too much, but I'll just demonstrate. So for crane pose, your arms stay straight. Bring your knees right into the armpits. Lean forward. Your shins start on the backs of the upper arms. Your shoulders come over the fingertips. Eventually, you pull your toes away from the ground. So the little bit different because your arms are straight and the only contact is between your armpits and your knees. If it's too much, just do the crow again. Keep your arms bent. and pull your toes away from the ground. So whichever one you want to try, go ahead. Now from here, if you're still in the crow pose, tuck your chin in if you like, bring your forehead on the ground, come into teddy bear. Your head and your hands are on the ground, your hands and your head form a triangle. And you can keep with your shins on their arms or start to bring one leg back, one leg forward, coming into your headstand. So eventually your legs are split. Keep your legs bent and your feet flexed so that you can stay in control. And if you feel comfortable here, you can close your eyes now. Bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Eventually, when you feel comfortable, you can bring your feet and your knees together and your legs can come straight up, but only again according to your comfort level. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. This is not what you want to transmit to others. Good. Now, if you're in headstand or some kind of variation, you can bring your legs back down onto your upper arms. If you want, you can try to take your head up off the ground before lowering your feet down to the ground. So push into your hands, hold the breath, so you can return to crow pose. Your head comes up off the ground. And then lower your feet back down. Good. Now from here, bring your seat down behind your heels. If you don't have enough mats behind you, scooch forward to the front of the mat and roll back into plow pose. Bring your legs up, bring your seat up high enough so you can bring your hands on your back and to bring your feet behind your head. If your feet don't come all the way down, just keep supporting with your hands on your back. Now here, you can stay here. If you're ready, you can bring your legs up into shoulder stand. Make sure that your arms try to get your arms behind your back all the way and your elbows closer together. Then you'll have a straighter line from the toes to the chin. Once you're in a pose, leave the body alone. Be still, and when the body is still, the mind can go quiet. Concentrate on steadiness of body and steadiness of mind. When the mind is restless, it tends to be more susceptible to cravings and desires, which turn into attachments, which ultimately leads to suffering. Yoga is about the cessation of those mind alterations and fluctuations. Now, start to bring your feet back behind your head into plow pose. You can, if you like, keep your legs stretched with your feet far away from your head, or you can bring your thighs right against your body, your knees on either side of the head. Withdraw from the senses. Shut the ears and the eyes with the knees pressing into the ears. Close the eyes. Be unbothered by whatever's happening around you. Good. Now the arms come behind your back. Slowly come down. Keep your belly with your thighs as long as possible. Press into your arms. Your palms are down and behind your back. Lower down slowly. With control, no big fast crash landings. Take your legs down all the way to the ground. And once you're there, just lift the right side of the seat, slip your right hand underneath, and then lift your left side, flip your left hand underneath. You're still the palms are on the ground. And then from here, hide your arms underneath your body. Pull the arms in a little bit, and then lift your back up off the ground. Push your chest up very high by pushing into the forearms, push your shoulders back, and then see if you can get the top of the head to the ground again. So your heart's the highest point on the body. Imagine you're beaming love out to all beings. If you feel comfortable, bring your legs up 12 inches off the mat. If it's too much, keep your feet on the ground. Now breathe very fast through the nose like a sniffing dog. Through the nose. Lower the legs back down. Lower the head back down. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, the best into the body. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout your being. Send it out to all beings. Now, palms down again, arms beside the body. Swing your legs up and all the way back behind your head again into plow pose, getting ready to come up into boat pose. So you can take hold of the backs of your knees or your ankles or your toes and see if you can come right up into seated without touching your feet in between in the transition. That's it. Good. Now from here, keep your legs up. You can either keep them straight or bent, arms by sides of your on either side of your legs. Again, breathe very fast through the nose. Bring your feet back down. And from here, scoot your feet a little bit away from your seat, your feet. Raise your arms up. Hinge your body down. Belly on your thighs. Take hold of your feet, the outsides of your feet, and keep on trying to worm your way forward a little bit more with your chest. Again, trying to get this sensation that you're lengthening the back body. If you have more flexibility, you can eventually push your heels all the way forward so your legs are flat on the ground, but keep your belly with your thighs. So it's okay to have your knees bent, but try to keep your belly with your thighs and try to move your chest beyond your knees. Slow down the breath now. From the inhale, inhale from the base spine all the way to the crown. Imagine the spine getting longer and longer. Exhale, return your attention to the base of the spine. Imagine the breath moving back to the base of the spine. Keep watching the movement of your breath. Visualize the breath moving between those 2 points and lengthening the spine at the same time. And now come back up. From here, cross your ankles, hands in front of your knees, come back into your plank pose, and then bring your arms by sides of the body. So from here, trying another pose to stretch the lower back, lift your right side of the hip, flip your right hand underneath, and then do the same thing. Your palms are underneath your thighs, your palms are down. So from here, lift the right leg up. If you can, bend your left leg and and just support your right leg with your left foot. So your leg is resting on your left foot. Release the left foot, bring the right leg down, try it on the other side. So swing your left leg up as best as you can, and then at the same time as your right leg's coming up, use momentum to pick up, throw the right foot up, and see if you can catch your left thigh with your right foot. Bring the right foot back down, the left foot down. Take your arms out from underneath. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Hands underneath your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and make your way into cobra. So again, move like a cobra. Uncoil gracefully. The head lifts, the chest comes forward, and then the head goes back. Imagine trying to get the back of the head over your seat. If you can slide your hands in a little bit closer. See if you can get up a little bit higher. The hips stay on the ground. Make sure your neck doesn't get jammed up between your shoulders and your ears. Lower your shoulders down, chest forward. Walk hands a little bit closer, even still, close to your hips. The feet stay together like a tail of a snake. A snake has no feet, it has a tail. And then come back down. Bring your forehead on your hands. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. So now bring your feet up close to your seat. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. So if you need, you can take one foot at a time, bring the right arm in front of your body, lift your left foot up toward the seat and take hold of the leg close to your ankle. Keep holding onto your leg and then bring your right foot up. See if you can take your other foot. If you need, you can use straps or hold your pant leg, whatever you if you have pants, and then see if you can get your feet up. If you can't reach your feet, just you can do this pose instead, skydiving pose. Your arms out to the side and keep pushing up through the feet regardless. If you have your legs, pull on your legs, try to get your feet up higher and away from your body, your head. Keep on breathing, don't hold the breath. Hold the pose, surrender to the pose, become one with the form. Now break the pose, release, forehead on hands, breathe in and breathe out. So now just flip onto your back. Bring arms out to the side. Bring your legs up like a reverse table, your knees in line with your hips, your shins level with the ground. Bounce your hips a few inches to the left and then drop both knees over to the right. Your left shoulder might come up off the mat. If it does, keep extending your left arm. Try to flatten your left shoulder back down. And then you can place your knees closer to the right elbow if you need to in order to feel a stretch all along the back of the body, right to the root of the spine. With each inhale, lengthen, push the seat towards the front and far end of the mat. And then with each exhale, see if you can pull the knees more to the right, push the left hip up higher towards the right. Make sure your shoulders don't dislodge from the ground. Then come back to the center. Knees come back over your hips. Bounce your hips over to the right and then lower your knees over to your left. Again, really extend the right arm. Try to flatten out the right shoulder if it starts to pop off of the ground. And move your knees closer to your left elbow if you need to feel a stretch all throughout all the length of the spine. Inhale, push the sit bones towards the front end of the mat, the end that's far away from you. Exhale, so you can turn your body, your hips more to the left, And then return, come into Shavasana. Your legs now turning back, so you're on your back, your feet extend, falling away from one another. Separate your feet to at least the width of the mat. Your arms come a little bit closer to the body, the palms facing up. And just allow everything to relax. Feel the body just sink into the ground. Feel as though you fell from a building. All the muscles feel as though they just completely dissolved. Imagine once again everything coming to you, all the fruits of the practice. You attract them as a result of your good actions, thoughts, and words. No effort is ever wasted. No act of love and compassion is ever wasted either, because it just comes back to you in a positive way. And likewise, any thoughts, actions, and words that are not coming from a place of love and compassion are not in alignment with the ethical rules, come with a consequence as well. But be grateful for all these experiences because they all help us to grow and to augment in our compassion towards others. Through this practice, we try to see the divine in each and every form. And when we see the divine in each and every form, it becomes unthinkable to unimaginable to want to do harm to them or to hurt them in any way. Now prepare to continue that mission of radiating love and peace and compassion to all beings through your day-to-day actions and lives and interactions. Prepare to come back to seated position, move in a way that is gentle, that doesn't take you out of this quiet and peaceful mindset. Make your way back to seated position, softly, quietly, and reverently. We'll close the practice with a chant of Oms, followed by Shanti 3 times. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Alors, j'ai enregistré le cours. Je peux vous amener le lien vers le cours si vous voulez, puisque vous avez manqué une partie du cours.
Oui,
Alors, il faut tout simplement m'envoyer ton courriel personnel parce que je ne veux pas l'envoyer à travers D1. Je ne sais pas si c'est correct ou non. Donc,
parfait.
OK?
Je t'enverrai mon courriel personnel.
Oui, parfait. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Merci
Merci,
Pascal
Christine.
aussi.
Merci. Bonne journée.
Bonne journée à vous. À la prochaine.